Hey guys, this is Tyforce Games, and well, this is something a bit different that I don't normally do, but it's something that I feel like I had to do. like, so recently, I I quit RWBY. Like, I full on quit RWBY. I should probably explain that more. It's not just the reaction part of it. I already explained to you, like, in an update earlier on this channel that I just quit reacting to RWBY because it was simply too hard of a prospect to do. It would, well, for me at least. I'm not exactly technologically intelligent, I guess. I don't know. I really only managed to, I can only manage to, like, use, use an app that allows me to download videos directly from YouTube, but no other site. So I couldn't exactly do that with roosterteeth.com. As much as I tried to do it, I just couldn't. I couldn't find a way to do it. So yeah, it was and plus with all the copyright issues that could go on with trying to do that, I just thought it would be best to not do reactions to any Rooster Teeth shows in general that are only on roosterteeth.com. So yeah, but this video isn't about that. It's so yeah, I recently quit RWBY the show altogether, mainly because, like, I could go off on a rant about why I quit the show altogether, but mainly because I couldn't stand watching it anymore. It was just, way too many flaws just presented itself to me, and to me, just the magic of watching RWBY was just gone. I could no longer look at it and think it's a good show. Like, that's my opinion. This is what the video is all about, really, opinions. So, if you clicked on this video simply because you want to hear out this opinion, trust me, you're going to get it. You're going to get an opinion on Tauradonna and the ship between Adam and Blake from RWBY. Now, fair warning. Okay. The first part of this video is going to be about reasons why people like Tauradonna. It's just an analysis that my friend did, and he posted like his own little this exact analysis on Wattpad, and I'm just gonna read it to you. Like, just let you know these aren't my words, they're his. But also know that I agree with pretty much everything he says. So, and then that's going to be the first part of the video. There's going to be 3 reasons why people ship Tauradonna. Like, they may not be all of the reasons, but they are the reasons he does, and the reasons I somewhat do, and the reasons I like it, at least. And then the last half is going to take a while long. The second part is, it's going to take a lot longer to get through because it's a rant. It is a rant against the decision of the show to do what they did. So, yeah, it's going to be rough. That's going to be rough. So, I'm going to let you know when the rant comes up, and you can choose to click off the video if you don't want to hear me going off. So, or, well, my friend going off and me, acting out as if I'm saying it, but like I said, I agree with everything he says. So, in this analysis, so including the rant. So, this is I'm gonna run this by my friend first before I even upload this. So, yeah, just know that if this video is out on YouTube, hi, he approved of it. So yeah, that's pretty much all. That's the introduction. If you want an honest opinion on Tauradonna, you're gonna get it. If you want our opinion on how Rooster Teeth handled it, you're definitely gonna get it. But this is your last chance. If you don't like Tauradonna in any shape, form, or fashion, and have no intention of wanting to learn why we like it, click off the video now. Trust me, this is not a place for you. Trust me. So, but if you are here and you don't like Tauradonna, but you are interested to to see like our side of it, welcome. If you just want to hear nice things, the first part's for you. Do not listen to the rant. Especially if you like the show, if you still like the show. So, yeah, this introduction has been going on for almost 5.5 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up and we'll get right on to this. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. So, see ya. Just a second. On January 19th, 2019, RWBY Volume 6, Chapter 12, titled Seeing Red, was released. In the episode, Adam Taurus was killed. Personally, I'm not convinced that he's coming back. A lot of outrage came about due to his death, and I do mean a lot. Due to the intensity of the criticism, many hardcore RWBY fans lashed out at the critics. Amongst those verbally assailed were Tauradonna shippers. Of course, the purpose of this video is not to share my opinion on the matter. Okay, that's a lie. But to answer a simple question that someone respectfully asked Tauradonna shippers in the middle of the madness. Why do people ship it? Now, I'm only one person, or two in this case, but I'll put my reason down as an answer. These 3 reasons, at least. First reason. A beautiful tragedy. Before the whole abusive boyfriend angle came up, Tauradonna was an exploration of a perfect match that just didn't work out. The pair were young, idealistic faunists that dreamt of equality. Like all young, they had a naivety that lured them into the stage of politics and activism. But of course, politics tend not to be a paradise for the idealistic. Adam and Blake joined the White Fang, sticking together even as the organization became ever increasingly violent. It was clear where they were headed, and a peaceful solution was nowhere to be found. They were faced with a choice: move forward or give up on the fight for the faunus. Giving up was not an option for them. Adam went forward into the realm of the extreme. Blake, afraid of what was to come, ran. As per the second volume, it wasn't a decision that happened out of the blue either. It was a slow, over time. Once Adam was a man of conviction who strove for the faunus, he'd defend the White Fang from attack and presumably would look after his subordinates. Then he'd be ensuring safety through preventive measures, and then the measures were for justice. Even with the assumption Adam and Blake were dating, the ideological divide would have caused a strain. All the more tragic if Blake could have done something, but didn't because she was too scared of what he would say. Psychologically, Blake would be in a constant state of melancholy and regret. Meanwhile, Adam is too focused on the fight to realize how much he had changed. Any fan of tragedy would find this dynamic intoxicating. What's important here is not that the ship is healthy. The point is that it is emotionally heartrending. It isn't about a happy ending. It's about a sad longing for what could have been. A tragedy is a tale in which the bad ending could have been avoided. Hamlet, Fate Zero, Paradise Lost, all of these stories casts could have avoided the mistakes, but the stubbornness and miscommunication between the characters threw away that chance. At the end of the day, that's what Tauradonna is, a tragedy. Reason 2. Damsels and Dragons. If I may make a small confession, I enjoyed the damsel in distress trope. It's incredibly enjoyable to watch. Specifically, though, I enjoyed the villain's role. The capture of the damsel is practically an art these days, and the effects it has on everyone involved is massive, particularly for the villain and the damsel. Perhaps it's the captivity status that makes it interesting, or the relationship between the princess and the dragon, the heroine and the evil overlord. In this instance, Blake and Adam. Perhaps nothing canon came of it, but it was close. To this day, I still believe Adam had planned on kidnapping Blake in Volume 3. Heck, a good demonstration of what is possible is Bleach's own Okahime ship. What did the two talk about before the hero rescue? What kind words, regrets, a battle of ideologies? The possibilities are endless. It's my opinion that if you can't come across a cast reacts to ship fanfic, and the paired characters use up the chapter to argue about something meaningful, bonus if one is an antagonist, then that ship has a lot to go off of. On a side note, Adam kidnapping basically any of Team RWBY can have the desirable effect. Weiss and Yang both have a quarrel with him, so it isn't too far-fetched. And reason 3, aesthetics. This is going to be really short. Behold, any fan art of the two with a color palette of black, red, and white. You can thank me later. And that's about all I can think of. It isn't much, but shipping isn't supposed to be much. Is it? Ladies and gentlemen, the rest of this video is devoted to a rant. Keep in mind, these are my friend's words, not mine. I probably would have, if this were my rant, if this were personally my rant, I would put things maybe a little nicer, but I'm not my friend. So, I may be censoring myself throughout some of this. There are a few curse words like sprinkled in throughout, just if I feel like it, really. And translating, because some like there's small bits in it, like just like 1 or 2 words in it that are German. Don't ask why. That's just his thing. So it's something I've gotten used to. So you're not gonna notice it, but I'm gonna be translating. If you want to see the full rant, you can check it out in the link in the link below, and yeah, you can listen to the rant. You can read the rant there. So the complete, uncensored, untranslated version. So yeah, that was your warning. Since he made this because he needed to get off his chest. Since RWBY is currently purging all things Adam, we thought we'd give one last hurrah for Tauradonna. If that isn't your cup of tea, thank you for watching, and have a good day. For those who love hearing rage, here it is. Warning over, here's the rant. I consider myself a patient individual. Even as Adam was killed, I could respect those who explained how it thematically works. I don't agree, but I understand and respect their views. I remain patient with Miles and Carrie, as making a proper story is harder than it seems, and dialogue is no exception. I'll admit I can get petty along the way, but I'm not one to quit easily. However, in the episode Seeing Red, Yang spoke a single sentence that I cannot tolerate in the slightest. The quote is, "Did she make that promise to you or to the person you were pretending to be?" I'm sorry. What? Did they just retcon their entire backstory? As Tauradonna shippers, the backstory was all we had. There was subtlety in Blake's plotline. There was a thematic purpose. Blake was a character who always ran away. She never had the courage to fight on when things fell apart. Because of this habit, her past caught up to her in a vengeance. That was the point of Adam being her rival. She had to face her mistakes. She had to rise up to the occasion. She had to correct her failure to stop Adam's decay. Only then could she ever reach her dream of equality, because equality isn't a simple objective. It takes endurance. Her comrade, her mentor, her first love turned into a monster. Adam looked into the abyss and took a step forward. Blake's closest friend was gone. Yet now, equipped with new determination, alongside Team RWBY and Sun Wukong, Blake would finally reach out to Adam, and if necessary, stop him. That's what a story like hers is meant to be. And looking at Adam's part of the tale, he was a power on the rise. He was a man who could rally the Faunus into extremism and violence with an unwavering will. He was someone who gave up on equality and embraced the all too easy answer of violence. What could have turned him to follow this ideal? What, slavery? Murder of friends and family? His SDC brand can tell many stories. Was he once a pupil of Gira? Did Gira approve of Adam and Blake? Who can say? What is clear is that Adam hated the abuse his race endured. Every slaver's whip, every snide remark, every open bullying, he took each and every one personally. Then in a single offhand sentence, Yang, and by extension RWBY, threw it all away. Everything Adam has ever done is now for the sole purpose of chaining Blake in his basement. Yes, every decision he's ever made is based entirely upon Blake. The fondest discrimination, the brand on his face, God knows how many dead people. All of it was an act, apparently. That's a load of horse crap. Why? Why the bloody hell would they do that? Is it for Bumblebee? If I was a Bumblebee shipper, I'd be insulted. Think about it. If Yang's PTSD crippled her in the fight, then when she and Blake escape from Adam, Blake would confront her about it. In the ensuing conversation, we get Blake and Yang bonding, we get more backstory about Adam and Blake, we get Yang overcoming PTSD, if only partially, and we as an audience can feel closer to all three of them. This would have made a third and final confrontation amazing. But no, we need shipping now. I would think for Bumblebee, this would be the equivalent of being handed a slice of cake before it was baked. Never mind the disrespect for proper storytelling. Miles once said in a podcast that he felt violated doing the motion capture for Adam's character, that he dislikes writing Adam in the story. To that, I have to say this. Never let your personal feelings on a character you are writing influence the story. I'd say this is bad fan fiction, but this is the official storyline. If you don't like writing him, get someone else to do it. Tauradonna shippers don't need the two to get back together. We only need for you to respect your own damn story. You don't need to agree with Adam to write about him. I'm under no illusion that Adam would be victorious at the end of the show. I didn't expect Blake to be wrapping her arms around him as they stand over a mountain of grim corpses, though that does sound pretty metal. But my God, this is insulting. I usually loathe targeting the creators themselves with criticism. I prefer picking at the created results. Look at All Noah Zero. It was a disaster overall, but the creators weren't at fault. I don't blame them. The directors kept getting changed out, and occasionally they had no leadership at all, so A1 Pictures just did what they always do and make episodes wish fulfillment. RWBY doesn't have that excuse, though. They knew exactly what dialogue they wanted. They had the final say, and this abomination of an ending for an antagonist deserves all the scrutiny coming for it. And the lost potential... My God, I'm from the American South, damn it. We get the racial narrative bashed into our skulls 24/7. And let me tell you, that plotline gets old really quickly. And that's why I had an interest in RWBY. They put things in a new perspective. Weiss wasn't racist for the kick of it. She grew up with recordings of board members and family getting executed by the White Fang. She had to constantly live in fear that the Schnee emblem was a target on her back. The White Fang, meanwhile, didn't rise to prominence out of nowhere. Adam's SDC brand should tell enough. I found the premise intriguing. A racial narrative where racism isn't something that you can just solve automatically due to the complexities of racist origins and psychology on both sides? What a concept! I always thought that Blake's plotline would lead her to accepting that equality doesn't happen overnight, but through small acts throughout one's life. A message that can actually build a bridge between people for once, placing a lifetime's worth of progress onto the next generation, trusting that the next generation will leave behind the prejudice of the past. Victory within a simple soul, right? Evidently not. Everything, and I do mean everything, was thrown out in one bloody line of dialogue. What makes it so frustrating is that people like this episode because of Adam's death, that people will tell Rooster Teeth that this vile choice of dialogue was a clever line. People will and have taken confidence from this episode to thoughtlessly type up insults at any who ship Tauradonna. It's frustrating because Rooster Teeth and the fans have now merged shipping with story. And since the shipping community hates Tauradonna, guess what had to happen to Adam? It's in times like these when I remember the great secret in Terry Goodkind's book, Wizard's First Rule. It isn't a particularly unknown secret, and many of you have likely already figured it out on your own. The rule states this: people are stupid. Given proper motivation, almost anyone will believe almost anything. Because people are stupid, They will believe a lie because they want to believe it's true, or because they are afraid it might be true. People's heads are full of knowledge, facts, and beliefs, and most of it is false. Yet they think it all true. People are stupid. They can only rarely tell the difference between a lie and the truth, and yet they are confident they can, and so are all the easier to fool.